And we're back. Episode 6 for the Tube Station. Welcome back.
EP6.
Travel. That's the topic today.
That's also the title that you've already seen.
Yes.
Very blunt today. We're spending the entire episode talking about everything basically that has to do with traveling out of the country. Should we get into just travel in general a little bit too?
Go for it. Start us off.
This might be a fat episode.
It could be.
I have a feeling this one could be fat. But anyways. Oh, fuck, dude. I wish I was baked right now, honestly. Like, just in general.
Just not ideal.
Just as a general rule of thumb, general opinion.
Yeah, you're stuck in that hotel. No ability.
It's a little weird.
Plus, you can't really go to people at an internship and be like, yo, got any weed, bro?
Well, that's one thing. Is like, I have no idea if any of the, like, fellow interns, like, do any form of drug.
Yeah, it's probably not a good idea to ask anybody either.
Yeah.
Unless you get real tight, but even that.
But yeah, today is a travel podcast episode. If you're thinking about traveling in the future, if you aren't, but you just want to know what it's like, you could get a little glimpse here.
Exactly.
From us. So we'll break it down. We'll start by talking about international travel, I think. And what are some of the places that you've been to? I've been to, well, how many countries? Do you have the number at the top of your head right now?
9. I wrote it down.
9?
Well, I mean, if you count Canada, it's 10.
Yeah, we're counting Canada and Mexico and stuff.
Okay, 10.
Literally anywhere besides the United States.
10.
Okay. I'm 5.
5.
So I'm exactly half. And we definitely overlap all of them except for probably one.
Japan, right?
Yeah. I've been to Asia. Have you ever been to the continent of Asia?
Is the Middle East Asia? I think it is.
Yeah.
So technically, yes, I was in Asia when I went to Israel.
Fuck, this might sound really dumb, but I don't know where the fuck Israel is. Like, I
It's
know
like
the region, but like if you said like where is it right now on a map, I don't know.
If I gave you a map of the Middle East, could you figure it out? No. It's tiny, dude.
Oh yeah, I know. It's like
New
one
Jersey.
Of the smaller countries. Yeah. It's
the size of New Jersey.
Is it near India?
No. Okay, dude. So the Middle East.
Go. Yeah, there you go.
It's deep to the east from there.
Yeah, so it's not. Wait, so it might not be in Asia then.
No, I'm 99% sure the Middle East is Asia.
Okay. Let's go through your list first, and we'll.
So mine is Mexico, the Dominican Republic, Italy, Israel, Switzerland, Spain, England, Ireland, and France. Fuck France. I'll get into that later.
I'm not a huge fan either, but my list is Canada. Wait, did you say Canada?
And Canada. I don't even
Mine is
count
also.
Canada, dude. Canada is literally America. It's just like a little nicer.
I mean, I don't
It's like
know
a little happier.
when I like drive up to the border and I gotta like, well, when you come back in, like into the U.S. from Canada, those dudes are not nice, dude. Like those people at the border that are like letting you into America, they are not playing games.
Fuck no. They don't fuck around at all.
Dude, it's serious. So like when I'm
If we
doing
went
that
through, I'm like
exchange,
99% sure they'd search the car just because of what we look like.
I've literally I've crossed the border into the US twice and my car has gotten searched one of the times. So I'm 50% on car searches.
I
I didn't
haven't.
even have anything illegal, so I was just like I wasn't nervous at all, but he was like rummaging through my trunk. I was like, "Damn, bro. Relax."
Yeah, I. Can you bring, since Michigan weed is legal, right?
Mhm.
Can you bring weed from Michigan to Canada or vice versa or no?
That's a good question.
Probably
I
not.
honestly don't know. But what I've tried to bring alcohol in and I didn't even know if that was legal.
Well,
I don't
what?
know why it wouldn't be.
I think
But
I think as long as you don't bring like a shitload, because then it's like you're gonna sell it.
yeah.
Same with like cigarettes. You can't come back with a fuckload of cigs.
Mm.
But
Oh, yeah, Canada, so that's one. uh Italy, France, England, all overlapping with you. And then I've been to Japan, which was honestly an insane story, and I'll tell it later. But I mean, getting a little more serious, traveling, I think, the Japan trip aside, I studied abroad 2 summers ago, and like it changed my life. And I feel like that's such a cliche thing to say. And then you always like in Real Bros of Simi Valley when Danny's like, I lived in Italy. It's
yep.
like, you were there for 6 weeks studying abroad, so relax.
Yeah, a
But
lot of
it really does feel like you're like living a different life almost because you are, and the culture's so different. And I think that's why it's really important to at least go to Europe or Asia or one of the major continents other than North America.
yeah, because I mean North America across the board is like, I mean not North America, but just Canada and America and the United States. They're super fucking similar. They're pretty much the same thing. It's just like a line. Um, but when you get into Mexico, it's a little different for sure, because they're not a first world country at all. They're pretty fucked. Um, but obviously, when I went to Mexico, I wasn't fucking around the slums and shit. Um, Mexico was a good time. I went the first time. I think that was probably the first time I left the country. I was like 5. I went to Mexico with my family.
5?
Yeah, I
Damn.
like barely remember it, but my it was weird because my cousin's girlfriend came with us, but my cousin didn't go, and like in their
Wait,
it was like a 25 year old girlfriend probably, maybe even like younger, closer to our age, but she was like super hot, and I remember I was like, I think I was 5. I might have been like 6 or 7, but
I was gonna say you had to have been older.
I
When I was
was,
5, I wasn't thinking, oh, that she's hot.
yeah,
Like I was just like, oh, look,
I was probably,
toy,
yeah, you're right. I was probably like
slide.
6 or 7, 7 more like. But either way, I just remember like the whole time I was like crushing on her, and I was just a little kid, so like it wasn't like I was old enough to the point where it'd be weird for a 25-year-old girl to be talking to me a bunch. I was like a little kid, so it was like harmless.
Yeah.
So I just remember that. And then went back a couple other times, but we went back like 2 years ago, and it was during the week the Steelers played the Patriots in the AFC Championship, and the whole thing happened with that last catch, and it was all bullshit. I never saw that game. Well, I went back and watched it later, but I didn't see it live because I blacked the fuck out at the little swim up bar. I was drinking Dirty Monkeys, and blue Hawaiians and Mai Tais for a long time. And we probably got there at like 11, and me and my parents, my sister were all just drinking. And the last thing I really remember is them saying, like, do you want to go get some like lunch? We're gonna go get something to eat. And I was like, no, like I'll just chill here. And after that, the rest is like pretty much a blur. But I have some videos. I'll actually throw those up. It was I was just plastered, and that's like probably the one. It's really the one time I've like totally blacked out. I've had like nights where you're patchy and you don't remember everything, but I always like remember the end or like some piece. I just like blacked out at like 11, and I don't remember like anything else. But
I mean, yeah. I know multiple people from all walks of life that have some like sus Mexico stories about them blacking out. They're like, yeah, I drank like one pina colada, and all of a sudden I woke up like on the side of a ditch,
yeah,
like
see,
at
luckily I
12 at
was
night.
just fucking crushed. I was drinking all day. Everything was fine. But I really don't remember. And then I just woke up at like midnight, and I went on Twitter and shit and found out what happened about the game. And we were chilling with this family, and the one girl hit me up because she like couldn't find their brother, couldn't find their wallet or something. And she was like, we're going out to like look if you're like trying to chill or whatever, because it was their last night and we were chilling with them like all week. So I was like, fuck it, I'll go back out. So we went to hit like a club and shit after we found the wallet, and it like wasn't a big deal. So I got like re-plastered. I probably had like 4 or 5 more drinks, but then I re-blacked out. So like I was still definitely hammered when I woke up, and I just needed a few to get me back to the point where I didn't remember anything. But we just hit a little club, and it was dead because it was on the beach, or like on the resort, I mean. So it was like only people there could have gone, and it was like midnight on like a Wednesday or some shit. So nobody, I don't know, nobody was really there. And then I just fucking again somehow ended up back in my room, and the next like afternoon I woke up, and fucking terrible night. But I was pissed because I missed probably the biggest game in the last like 20 years that the Steelers played, unless you count the Super Bowls. But I don't know. It was just a shitty ass night, and Mexico, Mexico got the best of me. That's all I can really say. The dirty monkeys and the blue Hawaiians. It's too much.
I feel like Mexico has like this reputation. Like you're not going there to like experience another culture. You're not going there to like visit
That's
some
so true.
landmarks. Like you're literally like going there to just like be a little risky in like a different country,
Yeah, people
basically.
literally just go there to underage drink or
But you know, yeah,
just drink in general.
you know what I mean though? Like it's you're not going there and like experiencing like what it's like to be in a
No,
different
it's just
society.
no, it's more about like the weather
Yeah,
and like the vibe.
it's hot and you
But
can
you like go off
basically
the
do whatever
resort. It's
you
like a
want.
little town they have, but the town's like super touristy, so it's real safe. Just all a bunch of tchotchkes and shit.
Yeah, you can basically do just whatever you want there. And that's just like the positives about it. Whereas I think Europe,
Europe's like it's a whole different ball game over there.
it's so like mind blowing, honestly. Because there's so many people in Europe. Are there more people in Europe or North America? I feel like that's a good
Definitely
question.
Europe, because we're a country. Oh wait. Like all okay, is North America just Mexico, Canada, and United States?
Yeah, and I think there's,
No, I
yeah.
think that's it.
Are there a few islands? Like, is the
Hawaii.
Bermuda? No, it's a state. I'm saying like countries that are islands.
Well,
Are
like
they a part of North
the
America?
Caribbean.
Yeah, is that a country?
I think it's like a zone.
It's a zone.
I don't know, dude.
Uh,
I don't think.
It's an
Maybe I guess it
area.
is a country. I don't
It's an
know.
area. It's the land.
Whatever the fuck the Caribbean is. Either way, it's like 5 countries tops, but I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah,
3.
not
Compared
like
to
the
like the
Caribbean's.
50 countries in Europe,
Yeah,
no way there's more people in North America. No
yeah,
chance.
true. There's definitely more people in Europe. Um, but yeah, I think it's definitely like interesting because that just further proves my point. Like when you go there and you realize like almost everything is different, then you like understand, wow, like America is just like literally one place on Earth. Whereas like that literally doesn't hit you if you just stay in America your whole life.
It's weird because we're
Truly.
so fucking big
Mm-hmm.
that like we travel state to state and nothing like it kind of changes. Like if you go to fucking Nebraska and then you go to like Los Angeles, there's a difference. But
Yeah.
it's not this. It's not even near what like the differences from country to country, and that's the other thing. A lot of the countries there are tiny, so you can just hop on a fucking high speed train and zip over to another country in like an hour or two, depending on where you are. It might be like a half hour, but I think that's the difference. So like people in Europe get more exposed to different cultures because they have it's more accessible.
Well, I mean the like if you were to drive from Ohio to Pennsylvania, like you could probably take that same amount of drive and drive from like Sweden to Switzerland. And the difference between Ohio and Pennsylvania is literally nothing. And the difference between like Sweden and Switzerland could theoretically, like this is just an example. I'm saying any country to country in Europe, like you could just go to a completely different world.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Europe makes you realize how fucking young we are too.
yeah.
Because they have buildings that are literally like they have 10,000-year-old like sites that
Hmm.
that there used to be like towns or cities or whatever at. So like that's fucked. We're like what 400 years old. 1776.
Yeah. I
No,
was just thinking of a
we're
joke.
like
Like,
not even 300.
I was just thinking of a joke of someone thinking that we were like 2020 years old.
People definitely think that the Earth is 2020 years old.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. Um,
But I
but
mean, they have buildings there that have been standing 10 or 15 times longer than we've been established as a country like that. I don't know. It's just crazy once you see it and you realize the oldest building here is just like some log cabin that's real shitty and not that old
I feel like a good,
and has been repaired countless times. And then you go over there and you see like a 3,000-year-old building that hasn't been touched just because aliens built it.
I feel like a good example that could be even like relatable to a bunch of people is the Colosseum. Like you think of it as such like it's like a stereotypical tourist site in Europe,
If
like
yeah,
maybe the most famous.
yes,
So
nah,
say,
Eiffel Tower.
but I mean, in school growing up, like you learn about the Colosseum and like what they did in it, but like that just seems like it's like not even real almost. Like you're just kind of like, oh yeah, that was like thousands of years ago, blah blah blah. Like they had people killed each other in there, whatever. And then like you've been there and I've been there. Like when you're standing there, you're like, you can't even like wrap your head around the fact that this building was around thousands of years ago hosting these things that you learned about, where there's people literally killing each other. They're tossing people in there and then like throwing a lion in, and they're just like, this should be
It
fun.
was some crazy shit going on there.
Oh yeah. Coliseum was crazy.
Yeah, they figured out how to flood that shit. They'd fill it
What?
up with water and have ships fight in it.
There's no fucking
Dude, look
way.
it up right now. I'm telling you.
Ships fighting in the
Dude,
Colosseum.
they were so fucking sophisticated they could flood the Colosseum.
Dude, I really don't believe that. I was
Look it
there.
up
It's
right
not
now.
that big.
Look it up. Not like, okay, they weren't huge ships, but they had fucking. I'm looking it up right now.
Um, but anyways, the Colosseum also is like the first place that sports like started.
The first naval battle at the Colosseum was held in 80 AD during the
Oh
arena's
yeah,
opening
the right
ceremony.
here. It's a TED talk from like 3 months ago. The Romans flooded the Colosseum for sea battles.
That's what I'm saying, dude. These fuckers were on a different level.
Flooding it for sea battle. Like they were flooding it for fun. They're like, oh,
But do you know how
it's
how
sea
fucking
battle
smart you have
Sunday.
to be to pump like 20 million gallons of water into that fucker
Yeah.
and then safely get it out without flooding everything?
Yeah.
Like what? That's what I'm saying, dude.
That's what I mean. And it's still standing today. I mean, it looks a little fucked, but
It's pretty fucking good though.
it's, yeah. And it's
A good portion of it
monumentally,
is totally original. So,
it's monumentally older than like anything in this country.
oh
And that's the
fuck yeah.
point you're trying to make. Um, what would you say is like, what is the importance of traveling to a different continent?
I think it opens you up to different. I don't know. It's interesting to see other cultures and how other people live, eat other people's food. I mean, food is like on it. Food and architecture are the things that I always bring up when I talk about travel. Because I mean, like we were already talking about, some of the buildings you look at them, and it's just like jaw dropping how beautiful and intricate they are. Yet they were built thousands of years ago by people with hammers and chisels. So it's like almost kind of fucking magical when you're looking at some of these ancient landmarks and how well preserved they are. Um, so like I don't know how that really affects you, but I think it's just good to be exposed to new things and just to experience other cultures. And um and I think a lot of people I'm sure a lot of people travel when they're young and they find a place that they really like and they say, fuck it, I'm going to live here because I like their politics better. I like how they live better, whatever it is. I mean, I would love to fucking get a little house in Italy someday just because of how insane the food is. It's a beautiful ass country. I have family there. So, and that's the other thing. I think, I mean, we're the melting pot. So most of us have family outside of the country that aren't very far disconnected from us. Um, and probably 6 or 7 years ago, we we being my family, did the whole what's that tree website called? You find your family.
Fuck. Ancestry.com.
And yes,
Okay.
ancestry.com. And we like
Uh,
figured out the tree and all that shit and we found all of like a lot of our family in Italy. So we reached out on Facebook because Facebook's international. Everybody's on that shit. And we started talking to them. And since then, I've been there and visited them like 3 or 4 times. A lot of them have visited Pittsburgh and stayed at our house. So it's just awesome to be able to have family and connections in other countries. Um, and I don't know, just always it's kind of trippy to meet people that are like totally different from you. Like some of them like don't even speak your language. Some of the people I met in my family spoke absolutely no English. Um, so it's just like weird to think that they have a direct blood relation to you, but you live like totally different lives and can't even
yeah.
communicate. But it's only 2 or 3 generation apart that splits you up, you know? It's trippy.
Building off of that, um, I think for me, I think it's important because I'm a big perspective guy. I feel like when you gain a new perspective, you grow as a person. And I feel like that's like a root of growing and becoming more mature and just growth in general, um, is gaining new perspectives. And I think why I think it's so important is because like I've seen myself grow, like from a person who had never really left the country and just not understood different cultures or like how small we really are, how young we really are, like you talked about, until I studied abroad a few years ago and it just kind of changed everything. And I think like everyone should, I don't even want to make it seem like narcissistic where I'm like, everyone should be in the mind frame that we're in because we've been out of the country. But honestly, I feel like it makes you just a better overall person and a more intelligent, bigger person in the end. If you go to a different country, experience that culture, go to another country, experience that culture, and just then start to grasp the fact that everyone in the world is living like a different life. And societies are so different, and cultures, and the food, and the buildings, like you said. And I think that's why everyone should visit, I would say Europe especially, because like you said, you can
Europe
just
for
hop on a
sure.
train and just like hit like a bunch of different shit in like a weekend.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, you could just zip around on those trains. It's crazy.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I'll hit studying abroad for a little bit just because I know we have some college kids or future college kids listening to this. But I think the advantages of studying abroad are the fact that you can go to these places, you're still young, and you're a part of like this controlled program where like you're not getting like overwhelmed, uh, literally or financially, and you're knocking out credits at the same time. But I think studying abroad is literally the easiest way to visit a different country. And if you can do it another way, you're just lucky. Um, but yeah,
For
I mean,
sure. I mean,
you're
my
obviously,
sister traveled abroad. She lived in Geneva, Switzerland for a whole semester. And just when she was there, I think she hit like 13 or 14 countries. Um, because like every weekend you can kind of just head out and go wherever you want.
and it's cheap as
And
fuck.
from what I hear, like when you study abroad, you have
So much free time.
yeah, like maybe like
Like,
5, 7 hours of class a week, and the
yes,
rest of it you can just do whatever the fuck you want. So like that's really cool because you kind of just get to live your own little life in a whole different environment. And like you said, with study abroad programs, it's way cheaper than it is just taking a vacation. Like you couldn't take a month
hmm
long or a semester time long uh, trip and pay for it yourself. I mean, you'd need probably $10,000 if you wanted to do like a couple months in Europe, maybe even more. But yeah, I think if you're in college, you should definitely consider that.
So, what's your favorite country that you've been to? Obviously, you're Jewish, so Israel
Oh
was
shit,
probably,
I'm looking at my list. I actually have 10 countries
yeah. Well, you forgot Canada. Your Canada's not on your list right now.
and Amsterdam, but that's
Is
what is that?
that's the
Holland,
Netherlands, right?
Netherlands, yeah,
Yeah.
or Holland.
Yeah, that's so sick to me. Dude, I've
They
always been
have
a
two
fan of
names.
like the country because of like their soccer team is like their colors are orange and white, which and like navy blue, which I just think is a cool combo. But at this like whenever they like score a goal when I was younger and I was into soccer, the announcers are just like, Holland! Holland's done it! And it's just like it's just so sick that they have like two different names.
I'd probably I don't know. I don't know. There's perks of every country that I'm looking at here, except France.
So what is your favorite?
I don't know. Probably Italy
Mm, more than
or
Israel.
that's what I'm saying. It's like Italy, Israel, and Amsterdam. Those three are definitely at the
I feel like
top.
Amsterdam's just fun, but I don't know anything about like the actual place or
Amsterdam is
culture.
fun, but it's really fucking cool. Like how it's set
Okay.
up. Like there's no cars.
Isn't it just bikes?
Everybody bikes, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy, bro. They have like parking garages full of bicycles.
Parking garages for bikes.
Yes, dude, and they're filled because there's no need for a car. You can just bike everywhere, and it's super progressive and liberal. So like everything pretty much goes. It's kind of
Yeah.
weird though. Like you can't walk down the street with a beer, but
But
you
can't
can
you
walk down the
smoke?
street with a joint.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
but the
so
food
is
there is really cool too because they're super close to Belgium, so they have like really good. There's a few spots that have like really good crepes and fries and stuff like that. But other than that, the food's not crazy, but it's just a good place to kind of party, I guess. You can have a
so
lot of
you've cut
fun in
it.
Amsterdam.
So you've cut it to three. If you had to make a choice, gun to your head right now.
Italy.
All right. Same. Mine's definitely Italy.
The
Of the
food is
five,
fucking insane.
it's honestly
Like you can't
incredible. Well,
the shit food there is so good, dude.
I
Like
didn't
did you
have
ever
one
stop at
bad
any
thing.
like little panini carts just like on the street?
No,
Like
not a panini cart.
yeah, I like there were a few times where I'd stop at just like it was like a food truck, but it wasn't even. It was more like an ice cream cart with just like a fucking propane tank, but the dude was like whipping up paninis there and it was like fucking 2 or 3 euros for a little panini and like fresh tomato, fresh mozzarella on it, dude. It's so fucking good. Like, and that shit's like garbage food for them, but it's
I
all
was
like fresh and delicious to like a shitty American palate that eats processed food every day.
I was gonna say it would be hard to find bad food in Italy.
Yeah,
Like,
I can't remember a meal that I was like I wasn't happy with or wasn't thrilled with rather.
s I think the best pizza I had there, if not one of the best, was like some like corner shop and like the pizza's already made, so it's kind of fast foody. Like they just take a made slice and throw it in the oven for like 5 minutes,
Insane.
give it for to you. It was like literally like sex in my mouth, dude. It just like melted and it like all the ingredients, you just taste them all together. I feel like pizza in America, especially like fucking Hampton, like it
We
all
don't have
tastes
a
the
single
same.
good spot in Hampton.
It's all just tastes the same and we're just like it's like one solid taste. You're like, "Oh, this is just the taste of pizza." But like
Yes.
when you eat it there, it's like each ingredient you like feel it coming
I
together.
think New York's the only one that like could compete with Italian
Maybe.
pizza because I've had some slices in New York that are just fucking insane. But yeah, I think the best slice I ever had was in Venice. And like same shit, they were just like sitting out, popped them in the
Yeah,
oven.
and it's the best thing you've ever had.
Literally, I
Like,
was like, okay, I'll take 7 more, please.
yeah, exactly. Um, and normally that's another thing. Is like I normally eat my pizza with ranch. Like if I'm getting it from fucking Messina's or Pasquale's or
Oh, none
fucking
of that
whatever.
shit.
No, they're like they don't even have ranch, but
No, dude.
you wouldn't want it if they did.
No,
Like you wouldn't even want it.
it'd make it worse.
Yeah, exactly. It would taint it.
The other thing that was kind of weird that I noticed when I was there, like tipping is not
No,
normal at
do not
all.
tip. Offensive.
I was with I was with my cousins and I like threw down like 2 or 3 euros after I ate and they were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Just tipping them." Like they're like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "I'm giving money to the waiter like just for doing a good job." They're like, "Why would you do that?" And I was like, "I never mind. I'll there we go. I'll save my money." But yeah, that
Exactly.
shit's like not normal. And I wanted to get a leftover box, and my cousins were like, "That's kind of like." They said it was rude actually
To ask for like a
to ask to take home my leftovers, and I was like, "How is it rude? Like I can't finish it, but I'm making like a solid effort to take this home because it's very good." But apparently, it's fucking rude there. So
Yeah,
all
it's nice
different.
that you don't have to tip because it makes the meal cheaper. But I think that's a good segue. Let's get into. We talked about Italy. Italy, Italy is our favorite country.
Yes, having a little technical difficulties there.
um, let's talk about France though,
Oh,
because in France, the only reason I think this connects is I'll just mention this slightly, and I don't know if this happened to you as well, but I got pissed off anytime I try to go out to eat because water costs money. Did water cost money for you? You
well,
can't
see,
have a free beverage.
the thing is, when I was in France, I was in a small town in France. I never went to like Paris or anything, but through my travels, I've encountered many French people who are all the same across the board. French people smell like absolute asshole and armpit with a hint of diarrhea. They don't get the fuck out of the way.
No.
They just stand in the middle of the street or the sidewalk or wherever you are. Wherever you need to be, they're in the way. Every time. If you're trying to get through a crowd of people and someone's not moving, I guarantee they're French because they're just assholes. And take a whiff. If he stinks, he's definitely French. And the other thing is, France has no fucking food.
No.
They're
That was probably the worst part.
yeah. I People are gonna say French fries, but that's Belgium. I'm 99% sure that's from Belgium.
I I know there's something about French fries where like they're not from
Yeah,
France,
they're not.
but I don't know the story.
Crepes might be from France. Okay,
I mean, they
boo hoo.
rule like
They
they've claimed the bread and bakery industry. That's their claim to fame. But
Dude,
even
bread
then,
in
it's
Italy
not
was fucking insane.
yeah, it's not impressive.
You can get
Like
amazing bread in Pittsburgh.
yeah, it's
Bread's
not
easy.
next level. Like the bread and like the crepes
Texas
and the
Roadhouse
croissant.
probably has the best bread I've ever
That's
had.
that's another thing is like croissants, right? Like that is literally so French, French as fuck. Like the name is French as fuck.
Croissant,
And like I had multiple in France, and
just
it
like
was like
Panera.
I was at Eden Park. Like they just tossed me a croissant. I was like, it's not bad. It's just fine.
Yeah, I'm not like wow.
So yeah, we're not fans of France, and
No.
I spent 2 weeks there, and it was just like not that enjoyable.
Oh,
The Eiffel Tower is sick.
their
It's
language
sick.
is fucking gross too.
The landmarks are cool, dude. Like you have to give them the landmarks.
What other than the Eiffel Tower?
Have you been to the Arc de Triomphe?
Oh,
It's
dude,
fucking
there's
dirty.
many arcs around. There's one right outside of the Coliseum that's fucking huge. That looks just like it. But it
Maybe
is a famous historical like landmark, so I'll give it to him.
like
But
the best pictures I
they're
took on
fine.
this entire.
They're damn lucky they have the Eiffel Tower
Oh,
because
real lucky.
that's the only reason people go there.
And it's cool. I mean, it's not going to blow you away. I mean, you should see it though. I mean, I'm not going to
Yeah,
roast the
I
Eiffel
guess
Tower. Like, I'm not going to sit
I'll
here
see
and
it
tell
at
you the
some
Eiffel Tower
point,
is shit.
but I'm not
Yeah,
in any rush to go to France.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you the Eiffel Tower is not worth going to though. Like, you should see it.
Yeah.
But
Did you
yeah,
go
in
to
terms of
England?
yes, hated it,
Yeah,
but not as much as
England's
France.
like
But didn't like it.
it's really just like it's super like American, honestly. Except for like the royal shit. Like when
Yeah,
you're walking around like a city.
yeah.
It's not old unless you go like out into the countryside and see like distant shit. But when you're in what's like the main city in England?
London.
Oh, London, of course. When you're in London, that shit's just a straight city. Like it's not. I mean, there's some old shit mixed in, but it's really like It's really modern, and it's
The cars are
again,
on
food's not great.
the cars are on the wrong side of the road and the wheels on the wrong side of the car. It's a little fucked.
Yeah,
But
and
other than that, it's really not like special, and it was just kind of like I felt like I at the end of it, I wasn't disappointed. I was just kind of like I didn't need to go there, but I guess I'm glad I saw it.
yeah, I mean Buckingham Palace is pretty fucking sick looking.
Yeah, well, and the soldiers that stand there, like
Yeah,
you kind of hear about that growing up, whatever. Like it's real as fuck. Like they'll just stand there and they will not move.
no, they won't
And then like
change their
once every
facial
like
expression
five
or anything.
hours, yeah, they get subbed out.
Yeah, that is pretty cool, but
Well, I saw a dude, uh, like they have a designated water guy. So like he walks around with a giant water bottle and walks up to the soldier and like pours it in their mouth because they can't move, and
fuck,
just like hits them with water every like 30 minutes.
that's kind of crazy. That's like the
Why would you do that? Do you ever think like
I don't know because
it's not like you're
well, I
serving your
remember when
country,
I was
or is
getting
it?
a no, they're like royal staff. I don't think they'd be military. But I remember like taking a tour and then I asked the tour guide and he's like half the people like really not half. Like he said maybe like a quarter of the people like really respect the queen and like the royal
Mhm.
family. But
Yeah,
like most of them just look at them as like the celebrity family. Like they're
yeah.
not that important.
Well,
So
they
I don't
also
know why you would fucking devote your life to like doing that stupid shit.
you must be getting bank,
I don't know though.
literally.
Maybe I guess.
Well, because the royal family's worth unlimited. Do they even have a net worth? Like, I think
I
they
think
just
I
have
think the
money,
family is.
unlimited money.
I'm pretty sure the family might be worth like close to a
But they
trillion.
probably toss their soldier people like a fuck ton of money to stand there and just be traditional and whatever. But
Yeah.
that's definitely why like people in that country hate that family, is because like they're like, why the fuck? Why are you special? Like you literally were born into this family. There's nothing about you that deserves this.
I don't think they have to pay taxes either.
Aren't they are the taxes, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, maybe it's that.
Well, I mean,
There's
I
like a
know they have a
royal there's like a
government too.
royal tax or something. They
Yeah,
get tax money.
exactly. Like there's a government and there's a royal family, but like I'm
But
pretty
the
sure
royal
they
family has no power. No
no,
political power.
mm-mm. They just sit there
It's
and there's
just I don't know what the word is. Ceremonial. No, not ceremonial. It's just a position. What's the word I'm looking for here?
what?
Like the royal family, they're not like why. Never mind.
They're ceremonial?
Yeah, it's like it's just it's not ceremonial is not the right word. That's the problem. But like they're not like they're there just to kind of because it's culture.
Yeah,
They
it's
have
tradition.
tradition. Yes, there we go. I don't know
Oh,
why I couldn't come up with that word.
um,
Too many
but
twos.
yeah, that's basically the gist of these countries in general. Now I think it's story time.
All
It's
right.
that
I
time
want
of
to
the.
hear about Japan. I haven't heard anything about Japan.
So, I mean, I could go into it for a while, but obviously I'm do what I try to do always and sum it up as quick and as kind of entertainingly as possible. So, when I was in fifth grade, there was this program you could sign up for. And it was like you could be, you know what an ambassador is, right?
Like a student ambassador.
Yes, you could be a junior student ambassador because you're in fifth grade, obviously. So you sign up, you go through an interview process. There's like hundreds of kids, and they pick 8. And of course, like for some fucking reason, I get picked. All of a sudden, I'm this junior ambassador, and I'm basically a celebrity in Hawaii for like 8 months.
Like
So
in
you get
all of
selected.
Hawaii?
Yes, like the entire state. Like I was in parades, I was in press conferences, like I did shows, like all time. Like I'm
What
not
the
kidding.
fuck?
I have pictures and shit that I could send. But basically you get picked in like November, December probably, and then you go to be an ambassador in like July. So that entire time you're like training to be an ambassador, learning, and you're like a celebrity. Like you go around and everyone's like, are you excited? Like how prepared are you for to be this junior ambassador? Like when the conference happens in July and and then of course every country in the world sends some junior ambassadors. So now all of a sudden in Japan, there's thousands of little fifth graders from all over the world just running around. So anyways, I am this junior ambassador, so I get a free trip to
So
Japan.
they
The
give
only
you like a
catch is
tour
that
bus and shit, and you're going all over the state,
yeah, it was
town
like
to town.
once or twice a month we'd do like some event and it was like on TV and
You're like
shit. And
campaigning.
yeah, exactly. We were the faces of like this program, and like every year obviously there's new kids, so like you become the new face of the program, whatever. So blah blah blah, the months go by, it's time to go. We get this free trip to Japan. The only catch is you have to be a junior ambassador. You go for 2 weeks. The first week you are the junior ambassador, and then the second week is like a vacation week and you stay with a host family and you just kind of like chill with them. Anyways, we go. On the plane ride there, granted, this is like, I don't even want to guess what year it is. I was in fifth grade. Do you remember the swine flu?
Oh yeah, I had it.
When it was like, oh, you did?
I had it.
When it was fucking us up?
Yep.
So
I got
there's
swine.
this massive, it's kind of funny now because the coronavirus is like relevant, but like there was this massive like warning. It's like, we're still gonna go through with it, but like everyone take precaution. Like obviously the swine flu is like going around right now, really fucked. So we're on the plane there, and of course one of the bitches, one of the eight of us, there's eight of us, one of them, a girl, four girls, four guys. She's like, I don't feel good. Like on the
Oh
plane.
God.
And everyone's like, no, dude, no. Like it could just be like you just like have a headache or you need to just like it's a long flight, blah blah blah. There's no way this is it. We land, she goes directly to a hospital because they're like, yo, like, no, we're not letting you in this fucking country if you're sick at all. So she goes to this hospital directly from the airport,
Oh fuck. So
and
they had
she
to take her to
has the
some
swine
greasy
flu.
Japanese hospital.
She has the swine flu. So then her parents immediately have to fly to Japan.
How long's
Like,
that
'cause
'flight?
10?
Okay, it's not terrible, but I mean it's not
Yeah.
easy or cheap.
Um, but yeah, so her entire trip was over at that point. Like she just worked so hard to like get here, and then like immediately gets the swine flu, just takes her out like a sniper. So now we're down to 7.
It's
The
like Willy
entire
Wonka's chocolate factory.
All of a sudden kids from like different countries, obviously not like every country, start coming down with the swine flu. So like all of a sudden like junior ambassadors are
So you
dropping
were
like flies.
American ambassadors?
Yes. Representing Hawaii.
Was it always Hawaii that did it?
Well, no, we weren't the only American ambassadors, but we were the
Okay.
only ones from Hawaii. So like it was
Gotcha.
like a few states got some. I think DC obviously got some.
Okay.
But yeah, we were Hawaii's. But anyways, so like kids just start dropping like flies, right, with the swine flu. Like they cancel the entire conference. So everything we trained for like didn't matter at all anymore.
All
And they
because
quarantined us. Do you know what quarantine
oh
is?
yeah.
Obviously you do. So now all of a sudden every country and like state like gets separated and you get quarantined and you literally cannot leave the hotel for any reason. And it's completely fucked. And I remember crying one night. I was like, I literally thought I was like in jail. I was like, holy fuck, this is scary.
And your parents aren't there, huh?
No. So this is like the first time you're on a trip like by yourself,
Dude, what
whatever.
the fuck? You're
So yeah,
how old were you?
5th grade.
Oh, okay.
So how old were we in 5th grade?
Like
10,
12,
12, 11?
11, maybe. I don't know. That's fucking young. I don't know if my parents would have even let me like leave the
Yeah, I
country
mean,
without them.
my mom was hype, but my dad was not about it. But anyways, that's basically the gist of the story. Like I went to Japan for free as the face of America, and a bunch of people got fucked and it just like all fell through and I was just kind of trapped in Japan and it was insane.
How many days were you stuck, or like how many days were you quarantined?
3,
Oh my
like could
god.
not leave the hotel and then they clear you all of a sudden and they make you take this medicine too. That's another thing. They force you to take medicine from Japan. It was really messed up.
Yo.
It was fucked,
What
dude.
did
I'm
you do, you
telling
know
you.
what you took?
No. I mean, I'm in 5th grade. They just give you a pill. You're like, fuck, okay.
Oh my god, dude. What the fuck? What could they have given you?
I don't know. My
That's
parents might know because they obviously get it cleared by the parents. They're like telling you, we're going to have to give your kid this. And then your
but what
parents have to like approve of it.
like a maybe like a fucking immune system booster or
It would
something?
be funny if like this whole time it was just like a Tylenol. But I don't
Just
know.
give you a little Motrin.
Yeah. Just like a vitamin D gummy. But
So did
anyways,
you
yeah,
not
that's
really get to see much of Japan?
yeah, after that point like conference was canceled, so like the rest of the time you were just on vacation. So it ended up being pretty cool, but it was just like crazy.
Were you homies with the kids?
Yeah, we were
Uh,
tight.
that's
It
dope.
was so cool. I remember we had some games like when we were quarantined. They moved us places too for some reason. Like we were in this creepy ass, like I don't even know. I can't wait till I die. I'll go on a little tangent here. I hope when you die, you get to watch your life over because I have these like vague memories of this trip and it's insane. And like I hope they're actually true and I'm just not just like creating them in my mind.
Right.
But there anyways, there's like this weird hotel and whatever and we just played like hide and go seek tag. And it was like an abandoned hotel. We were the only ones in it because we're quarantined. Like they're not going to quarantine us in a hotel with other
Was it
people.
all the Americans or just the Hawaiians?
No, it was like
Or all
all
the
the
kids?
countries. All the
Okay.
countries are in this hotel, but like
But
you get a
nobody
little
else.
what?
Nobody else though, and nobody can
No.
leave or enter.
And that's the thing is it's like a fat like campus of different hotels. I don't know what this place was, bro. But anyways, there's like some abandoned buildings and this shit and we were just playing hide and go seek tag like not scared at all. And like I still have a memory of it and it was just fucking weird. But that's my trip to Japan. What's your craziest international story?
uh I have one, but when I was in Amsterdam, I smoked, I think it was called Gorilla Glue number 6. No, number 33. I think it was 33. It was either 6 or 33. I think it was 33 though. And it was like the 2017 Cannabis Cup winner, and I was
For
in
what?
this
Best marijuana?
fucking like yeah, something like that. Best strain, I think it was. But so it's awesome over there. You kind of just walk into the coffee shop, and they can't really advertise that it's a smoke shop, but they'll have like, if there's any sort of
Is there a
green.
plus sign?
No, that's no. There's there's like, if there's any sort of like green neon lighting anywhere, you probably good to go. But it's not like the coffee shops say like smoke shop or weed or whatever. They're just coffee shops, and you kind of just like know when you walk past it. But they can't like openly advertise, so it's kind of weird. Like their laws are weird. But once you go inside, they have like two menus, and one's coffee and one's weed. Um, and so there's just like pre rolls. You can buy it like by the gram. Some of the places even had like bongs that you could hit there. You could like rent out bongs to hit. So there was like all different stuff. But when I went, I mean, the whole time I was there, I was fucking smoking joints the whole time because it was just awesome. You could walk around and like nobody cared.
That's amazing.
And like we took like a bike tour with like a guided tour, and it was like kind of fucked because I don't really remember there being any like little kids there, but there were like a lot of people, and like they'd give us some time just to like walk around the town, and I'd just be like walking around just fucking getting ripped, and like they're all like taking pictures with their families and shit.
You have to like prepare for that. If you're a family going to Amsterdam, like that
Yeah,
has
dude.
to be taken
I'm
into
just
account.
like eating an ice cream cone, smoking a fucking joint, like fucking absolutely wrecked. Everyone's probably like wondering if I'm like gonna be okay to ride my bike back.
There's like 4-year-olds on the street like getting secondhand. They're like all just like
Oh yeah,
tweaking.
bad place to raise a family. You just see hookers and weed and mushrooms everywhere. Um, but when I smoked that joint, like I smoke a lot, so a joint should not be a problem. I smoked this joint. I smoked like half of it, and I just like I put it out on the table, and I'm just like sitting there. I'm like, oh my god, okay.
How many hits do you think you took?
I smoked like half of it,
Yeah,
and
but
but it was like a
like
king
fat
size.
hits
It
or
was a king size joint.
okay.
Um, so it was pretty big. It was like a full gram in it, but so I smoked like half of it and put it out, and just like put it back in my backpack, and I was like, all right, I gotta chill, and like my sister doesn't smoke much. She probably hit it like once or twice, so she was like fine. She was just chilling, and like we were just
Were
sitting
you
there for.
tweaking?
I was tweaking a little bit, dude. We were sitting there for a while, and then like at one point we were just like, all right, like do you want to go like walk around some more? And it was just me and my sister, by the way. We took like a little European trip, uh, when she graduated college, but so like I start walking, dude, and like I can't like my legs aren't really working right, dude. Like straight up, they felt like they were like noodles, like spaghetti noodles. Like
What do you mean they weren't working?
like I couldn't control them, dude. They were like wiggling and shit. Like, and I could tell I wasn't walking in a straight line. And then I got like really paranoid that like someone was gonna, like the cop was gonna stop me or something for being too fucked up. And I just had my sunglasses on, and I just remember like looking at the ground, and like Amsterdam's pretty like busy, and the streets are like real narrow. So
Hmm.
a lot of it like you're walking like shoulder to shoulder with people, and like I was seriously like freaking the fuck out cuz I couldn't walk. My legs weren't working. Yeah, I wanted to tell my sister like, "Yo, like we need to like
What do
go
you mean?
somewhere."
What do
I
you mean your legs weren't working?
I
Like
don't
what
know.
were you
Like I
doing?
couldn't really feel my legs, and like I just couldn't. I wasn't walking normally. I can't explain it, but my legs weren't moving as they should be. And I couldn't walk straight. I remember that too. Like I wasn't like completely zigzagging, but I couldn't walk totally straight. Like every couple steps I'd kind of veer off a little bit. Um so we're walking around for a while. We get some I think I got like a big waffle with some so I was just chilling at that point. I was like, all right, I'm cool. And then so I guess like I guess I get hot, so I take off my like sweatshirt and I just wrap it around my waist. And I have my backpack too. So we like leave the waffle spot, and we just like walk around a little more. Kind of just checking it out cuz it was like our first we were only there for I think 2 days. So we were kind of just walking around and looking at everything. But after a while, I'm like, yo, I don't have my phone or my wallet. And I'm like this is a problem. So I like stop and I like open my backpack and I look all through it, and I can't, like it's nowhere. And I like really start to freak out. So I'm like, holy fuck, like I don't have like I don't have my phone, and I don't have my ID. I don't have my credit card. I don't have any cash with me now. Um
Where's
so
Jack? Where's your sister?
she's with me. And so
Okay.
she's like, all right, like, so we got to go back, like, to the waffle spot and, like, check. And we got to go back to the fucking coffee shop and check. So we walk all the way back and, like, retrace our steps because if you've ever been there, it's just, like, a ton of tiny streets. It's hard to find your way around. Like, it's pretty easy to get lost. But so we finally find our way back, and I, like, walk up still really fucking stoned and, like, not able to walk all the way. And I walk up to the counter. I'm like, did you find like a phone and a wallet somewhere? And like the lady's like, no, like, sorry, that's fucked, but no. And so like I'm seriously freaking out. Like I had my sister like call my parents and like tell them that I was like fucked and all this shit. So I'm looking for like 30 minutes, and then I think, and I'm like, oh shit, my hoodie's tied around my waist.
Oh my god.
And I like undo it and reach in the pocket, and my phone's in one pocket and my wallet's in the other one. And I'm like, oh my fucking god.
Oh.
Thank God this didn't actually happen. But I was freaking the fuck out for like a solid 40 minutes thinking I had no money for the rest of my trip or any form of identification other than my passport.
How are you gonna? Oh, okay. So you still had your passport. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
would you have been like
Yeah, I wasn't
fucked?
walking around with my passport. I would leave that at like the hotel, but yeah.
Jeez.
So that was terrible. I got way too high in Amsterdam. Gorilla
Wow.
Glue number 6 or maybe 33. One or the other.
Probably
I
33.
think it was
Sounds
33.
super specific. Like you would not remember if it wasn't. Um.
Or no, you know what? Maybe it was White Widow number 7 or something like that. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. But either way, I got wrecked.
White Widow?
Yes.
It's kind of a fuck name.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty common one. Um, the other story, I was in Ireland with my sister. We were in Dublin. It was the same trip. And we went to this like little pub. We got some Guinness and some shepherd's pie. We were just like chilling, hanging out. It was a good time. Um, the place was actually cool too. I don't remember what the name of it was, but they had um, they had like sports hats, like baseball caps from like pretty much every team like on the planet. Like every American team, like every European soccer team, like rugby teams, fucking weird ass sports. They just have like hats and memorabilia like all across the place. And they had some Steelers shit, like Pirates, even Penguins, like it was crazy. But so we were just in there eating and drinking, having a good time. And so I'm like, all right, I gotta go take a shit. So I go up. There's like a two story bar. Um, so I go up the steps and find the bathroom. And I go into the stall. And I sit down to take a dump, and I'm just chilling, minding my business on my phone probably. Um, and this dude, like, I hear the door. I hear the door open like fast, like someone's in a hurry. And so, the dude runs in, and he goes right to the stall next to me. And like, you know how you can see people's feet
Yeah.
in the stall next to you? So he's standing like real tight up against the median between us, like with his back to it, almost. That's what it
Okay.
looked like. His feet were super close, and so I'm okay, but like he's doing like the pee pee dance, like he's gotta go, and I
Yeah.
don't know like what happened, but next thing I know, a big dollop of shit, like not full blown diarrhea, but like real, like I'm trying to think of, like it was like a milkshake consistency, like a thicker milkshake. It just
Okay.
like plops down onto the tile floor, like right at the median. And I'm in shock, dude.
Is there, is there any contact?
With me,
Yeah.
no, thank fuck. Like I
Oh
looked to
my
see if I got
god.
splashed on or anything, but I didn't.
I was gonna say, are you using the splash zone?
And so like it happens, and I kind of just jump, and I'm like, yo, like it took me a second to like realize what the fuck was happening. And then like more starts to come down, dude. And I just like stand the fuck up. I don't even wipe my ass, dude. I pull up my pants and I book it out of there because the smell started to hit me too. And like I start to gag, and I thought I was gonna be puking in there, and I just like I had to get the fuck out.
Why
So
did he not shit in the toilet?
I don't know. That's the thing. And So I went over to the fucking bartender and I was like, "Yo, dude,
Oh, I don't mean to alarm you, but I think someone might have shite on your floor up there.
somebody just like shit on the wall and the floor, like upstairs. You should probably like
God, that would
you
suck to
gotta
be.
you gotta send somebody up there." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like what I just said, dude. And he's like, "Okay, like, well, all right, we'll send somebody up. Thank you." But it was just, that was,
Damn.
if it would have touched me, I would have kicked down that stall door, dude.
I would
It
have been.
was it was so close, dude. And
That would have.
I
That
started
would have
gagging.
ruined my month
It was
if it hit.
disgusting.
If it hit my shoe. If
It
it even
was
like splash zoned
Oh
onto
yeah,
my top of
dude.
my
It's
shoe.
just a it was a fat, like, it was probably a cup. And it
A
was,
measurement, if that was your measurement.
yeah, if I had a measuring cup and caught it, I think it'd fill up a cup. But that was a big turn off for Ireland. I'm kind of scared to go back. Those
That
fucking
would
drunk
scar me.
Irish fuckers. It was probably some hammered Irish motherfucker who'd been
Thought he
drinking
was
Jameson and Guinness all day, getting fucked, and then he shits on the wall. And I
he
have to see
probably
it.
he probably thought he was like in the toilet and
I
he
had like
just like wasn't.
PTSD, dude. I came back and my sister's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No. Something just happened."
I wouldn't have been okay. I would not have been okay.
I was like, I had like the 1,000-yard stare, like the fucking PTSD stare.
Can't even
You
like
kind of just
snap
like
back into.
like looking into the distance, like you can't think. It was terrible. But yeah, that's probably my craziest story of my travels. That, the Mexico blackout, and getting way too fucking stoned in Amsterdam. I wanted to
So
get a hooky, but I was with my sister the whole time, so it was kind of weird.
yeah, that would have been.
Maybe next time I'll get a hooky. That was the other thing. If you like go down to the red light district on a Friday night, some of the chicks in the windows are like literally straight dimes, like
So weird.
perfect. But we also walk through there on like a Wednesday during the day. Ooh. You got some like 60-year-old men cross-dressing. You got,
Oh,
oh yeah, dude. All the hogs come out during the day. Weekdays, that's for the hogs. But
dude, there's like we've hit this strip club in East Lansing, Michigan. It's bad. And we always go on like a Wednesday for some reason. Like we've never been on a weekend or anything. We're always just like bored or like fucked up or both. And we're
chicks
just
are
like,
just real ratchet.
yeah. And it's just like really bad. Like just imagine like the quality in the middle of Michigan on a Wednesday. Like it's bottom tier.
Is
At
it like a
best.
highway one? Is it like off the
Yes.
side of a
Like
highway?
literally right off the highway.
Yeah.
Like, right, you take an exit and you take a right and there it is.
Yeah. The only one I went to here was erotica, or is that what it's called, I think? Exotica or erotica.
I don't know that one.
One of the two. Whatever one's in Keys Rocks. It was actually pretty solid. But strip clubs are kind of beat. Cuz you just get all horned up and then you leave with a bunch of bros hammered, pissed off.
Yeah. I'm about to fly home in about 5 days now.
You're doing a little pit stop. What do you got, a wedding?
Yep. Got a little wedding. Gonna hopefully we overlap, but if not, if not. But it's weird, like I enjoy traveling. I don't know what it is.
I kind of hate traveling like within the state. I don't like driving far
No,
distances.
driving sucks. Flying. I like flying.
I like
but
flying
it's weird
too.
when I'm on the plane itself, I'm miserable.
Yeah,
But
well,
like every other
yeah.
part, I like. I don't know. There's something weird about showing up, and it's kind of like its
You're
own
right.
like
It's
world.
like you know you're about to have fun if you're in the airport.
Yeah. I mean, when we were going to LA, when it was just me, you, and Sickles, and we just kind of like we had a little long layover in Denver, I think it was, and we were just kind of like chilling
Yeah.
at the airport. It's like its own little society almost.
I've been getting kind of nervous on airplanes lately. Like I have a little nervousness on takeoff.
Like that something bad's gonna happen.
Like the last time I was on a plane when we went to Orlando. I remember like during takeoff I was like a little sketch.
Well, I mean, if anything goes off the beaten path, I'm immediately in just like panic mode. I'm just like, oh shit, so we're gonna die.
Like
That was the
turbulence.
sign.
Like it was weird when I was like younger, like turbulence or anything. Like when I went to Europe, I think the first time I went to Italy, I was like 14 or 15. Um, but like it didn't scare me at all. But like I think it maybe because it's like I'm more aware now, or because I've watched a bunch of fucked up videos about plane crashes and malfunctions and shit. I don't know, but
Yeah.
the last time I was on a plane, I was kind of scared at the beginning.
It's just like little things. Like if little things like start to happen, I'm just like, this is gonna be on NBC News, and they're gonna be like, yeah, the first thing that happened was like there was slightly more turbulence than normal. Then all of a sudden, like the wing fell off, and like,
It
and that
started
was
with
it. And like they
turbulence.
should have known. And I'm just like,
Then the
fuck.
cockpit detached from the rest of the plane.
There was literally no one flying it. It was just a piece of junk in the
Just
sky.
soaring, yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I like traveling, like flying. I like flying.
Yeah, flying's kind of fun. Have you ever been on a
Some-
cruise?
No,
I don't want to go on a cruise.
no.
No desire at all.
I saw this documentary about cruises and like just how hard they like fuck you and the employee. Like it was just like basically this like 30-minute episode about like the shittiness of cruises and like what goes on behind the scenes. Basically, there's a law. So he broke down the laws when you're in cruises, right? Because it's like all
They can
about
kick you off the boat.
if you like were to steal a TV from a Walmart in Pennsylvania and then you were driving and you crossed into the Ohio border, all of a sudden like the jurisdiction gets messed up. So obviously when you're on a cruise though, like you're in the water. So it's like there's no one owns the water.
International
You're either in
territory.
American waters or international waters. And then there's like some weird buffer zones and it's all about like how many miles offshore you are. But anyways, depending on where you are, you can legally get away with murder, assault, rape. Yes. I mean, it's
Because
not
there's
legal,
no police force.
but you can. Yes,
There's
like
no
it's
like
not
rolling.
legal.
There's no ruling body.
It's just like I don't remember the details of like why, but it's like you can get away with it. Legal is not the right word. Like it's not legal, but
But-
like you can get away with it.
There's nobody to go to.
It's exactly. It's like who
You'd
do
have
you
to go to like
report
the UN,
Yeah.
and they don't give
And
a
then
fuck
it's
about
kind
that
of
shit.
like
They're trying to save the
there's
world.
something I don't know why the country Guatemala is coming to mind, but it's like some country like that where all these like Royal Caribbean, what are
Carnival.
the other big cruise lines? Carnival, yeah. They're all like saying their headquarters are in Guatemala or something, and it's something about like the taxes because they can say they're wherever because their business is conducted in international waters.
Oh shit!
So they just
loopholes.
completely finesse the system and just get away with all kinds of shit.
Oh shit! Interesting.
And it's called like the flag flying law. And literally the only thing they have to fly the Guatemalan flag on their ship. And by doing that, it means their company is Guatemala.
They're like associating with.
Yeah, like I'm like.
So they
what
can
the
choose any country in the world,
I
or
don't
do they
know
have to
how
be
it
able to
works.
like land. They have to have like a dock, like a port there, maybe.
Maybe.
Like you
I don't-
probably couldn't choose like a landlocked state.
Whatever it is,
country.
there's a finesse going on with cruises, and I'm just not gonna take the risk of like getting on one and some shit going down and them being like, sorry, bro, like we're in Guatemala technically, dude. I'm like, I can see Florida right there.
Yeah. Dude. Plus, I don't know, dude. I feel like I hear about shit going south on those things all the time.
Oh yeah.
Like those
Well,
two
that
crashed
corona.
into each other. What a
How does
fuck
that
up,
happen?
dude. What a
Who
fuck
fucked
up.
that up?
Somebody
Yeah.
fucked up big time.
Exactly.
I watched another video, one just like coasting into the port, and like it's just grinding on the side, dude. So you just like hear it, just like, and like parts of the thing are just getting like ripped off, and the thing's like showing no signs of slowing down. It's just fucking full
Like,
send.
what's
into the-
stopping a cruise ship? Like, really?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
So,
But like, and there was the one that like flipped not that long ago. Like, you're fucked if your cruise ship fucking tips over.
the one like 3 days ago.
Oh, did one happen
had the
recently?
Well, there was the thing with the coronavirus. Like, someone had it on the ship, and everyone got like you got fucked. if
Oh
you were on
well,
that ship
there was
effectively.
one where like they wouldn't let anybody like yeah, there was a cruise ship that they wouldn't let, no countries would let dock there until they got to like
Shit.
they got to some real shitty fucking African country. I can't remember what it was. But they
Well,
got to
if
somewhere
you're
where
not-
you're like, well, shit, I'd probably rather be on the boat right now.
If you're in that situation, like, what do you even do? You're fucked. Like, you can't eat the food. It's a World War Z situation. Like, they might as well have just like bombed the boat and been like, damn, we lost all those lives.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. There's so many sketchy things about cruise ships, and I fucking hate the ocean. The ocean's the scariest place on, like, I like going to the beach, but my like biggest fear is being dropped in the middle of the ocean. I'd
There's
rather
something about
I'd
it.
rather die than even like try to make it.
There's something about it that's like
If you
freeing.
could
I think I
drop
might have
me
told you this
in the
before.
literal dead center of the Pacific or shoot me in the head right now, I'd take the bullet.
I'd take the bullet. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not surviving if you're in the middle of the ocean.
There's a chance.
What, a boat comes
Okay,
across
dude,
you? You're
no,
not
fuck
swimming
it.
anywhere.
Put me like 500 miles off the coast. So like I'm pretty close to civilization, but
That
like
would be
I
pretty
can't even
scary.
see it. Like that's
I mean,
that's the
even-
real scare. Not being able to see anything around you.
Dude, if you're
You could just swim forever, but literally be going in a circle. You have no clue.
if you were 2 miles off the coast of an island, like, you could barely see it, and it would take you days to get there.
No. 2 miles, bro? Come on. I could swim 2 miles. I'd be gassed. I
Takes
could do
long.
it.
Yeah, like, it would just be like a gassing, like,
Plus, once you get in
experience.
like to a certain point, you could just fucking float and the waves would carry you to shore.
well, I mean, by that point, you'd be like a tenth of a mile out. Like,
Yeah, true.
I mean, but if I'm saying like 2 miles out, like, that's where the sharks are, bro.
I know, dude. That's the
Like,
thing,
they're not in the
dude.
middle of the Pacific.
Like, I'd start panicking and just like flap real quick and like not be moving at all.
I'd burn out.
Yeah,
I'd burn.
Exactly. I'd burn out so quickly, dude. If there was like any sort of splash behind me, dude, like I'd freak the fuck out and I would lose
dude,
all efficiency.
If I'd felt anything on my leg,
Oh my god.
oh
Dude,
my
you're
God.
creeping me out right now.
If I had a gun on me that worked in water and I was swimming to shore and I felt something on my leg, I just but I don't know if I told you this, but like, there's something freeing about.
Would you rather be
one of my
dropped in the
favorite
middle of the
things-
desert or the middle of the ocean? It's either drown
Probably
to death or
desert.
freeze to death.
Wait, what? Freeze in a desert?
Oh yeah, dude, at night.
Oh, maybe. I was thinking you'd be
Deserts
hot
at
as
night
fuck
are
all the time.
well, yeah. If you can make
Well,
it through
here's-
the day, you're gonna die overnight.
Here's a good question. Would you rather be too cold or
Wait,
too hot?
Think about being in the middle of the ocean at night.
Well, okay, so that's where I was getting with it. My favorite thing to do that's kind of freeing is night surf. Like, literally one of my favorite activities because you can't see anything.
That sounds terrible.
You're just like out there and the water's black. Like, the sky is black. And it's just like the moon is like barely hitting the top of the water, and then you can barely see like your friends. And it's just like the coolest shit ever because like all you can do is just hear the water and feel it.
yeah, I do
Just
like
kind of like
Going to the beach at night is fun.
And there's
But, like-
also something about it where it's like in the day, if I saw a shark, I'd freak the fuck out. But at night, like you couldn't see it, so
Yeah.
it's kind of just like, oh, if I get eaten by a shark right now, like it was meant to be, like whatever.
Yeah, like
Like, you literally
at
just,
least I
like,
won't
don't
see it
care.
coming.
Exactly. I'm just like, I mean, if I really am out here right now and a shark kills me, like, okay, I guess this is my time. Like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna die, whatever. Like, you just kind of accept it.
Did you used to get scared in pools ever when you were little?
Scared of what?
Like when I was little, dude, I'd be in like my neighbor's pool and I'd always think there's like a shark in there.
No.
Like I
wouldn't-
remember like if I was underwater, especially like if it was night swimming and there weren't like lights in the pool. Like I'd be
I always got-
underwater and I'd like remember I'd like shoot up to the top and like freak out for a second. Like I don't
I
know.
always got frustrated that I could never float.
Oh, you can't
Like, you know,
float,
when
bro?
people just land there like
Yeah, you
spread
can't
eagle
float.
and they're just floating. Can't do it.
I'll teach you. It's not
I
hard.
feel like
You
I'm
just
too
have to, like-
skinny. It's my body frame.
No, we
It's-
have the same body. I can it's not hard. You just have to like push your stomach, like puff your stomach out. And I don't know, it's weird.
But anyways, answer the question. Would you rather be too hot or too cold? Not even like at a deadly amount. Like just like when you feel cold,
Too hot.
would you rather feel that, or
Too
would you
hot,
rather be
dude.
like when you're hot?
Too hot.
I know people that would rather be too cold.
Oh my god,
And
dude.
multiple people.
I hate
And I
being
just-
cold.
No, it's the worst. I'd rather be drenched in sweat wearing nothing but boxers.
Would you
and
rather
still be hot?
I think I'd rather it be like 100 degrees than 20.
Oh, 100%. Oh, fuck. Because 20's not that cold. but
That's what I'm saying.
100 is hot.
That's what I'm
like,
saying, but I don't care, dude.
Shit.
If it's okay, 0% humidity, 100 degrees is really not that bad.
No, true. But you're never, I mean, the only times I've been in like 90s is I'm in Florida and that humidity's at 1,000,000% and you're just
You
in
step
pain.
outside for like 2 seconds and you walk inside and you're drenched.
You're drenched. You're drenched.
The
and
air's
you're, like,
just like wet and like thick. You can like
you
feel it.
feel like you just like exercise too.
Yeah.
Even if you're outside for like a 10 to 15 second span, you walk inside and it's AC and you feel good, but you're like, I'm
Like, oh,
physically
I'm
exhausted.
kind of moist right now.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd rather be too hot as well. Like there's no worse feeling to me than like getting in your car like when it's 10,
When it's
10
cold?
degrees out.
Do you ever
Yeah.
just scream?
Yes.
Like, you
Yeah,
just
all the
do a little,
time. I'm just in there and I just fucking yes. It's either short little like or it's just like a one long one where I try to use like my voice to warm me up almost. Like my whole
Get
body.
everything moving.
Yeah, just get it going. Dude. They gotta invent. Now we're really just stretching it right now.
Yeah,
but,
we're not
like,
talking about travel at all.
Dude, like, how has there not been like something innovated in cars where you can just get in and turn the heat
it's
on and it's
hot.
just hot?
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
It's 2020, bro.
It shouldn't take that long.
Even in the best cars, it's gonna take like a
'Cause,
minute or
like,
two.
if you I wonder if the Tesla heats up quicker. Because, like, if you think about it, like, you
True,
can leave-
electricity.
like you can leave a space heater out in the snow, and the second you plug it in, like, you're getting hot air.
Yeah.
But with the car,
think
you gotta
about
wait for
an
that shit to
electric
heat up. So
stove.
I wonder if like an electric car heats up quicker.
Well, an electric stove, like if you turn that bitch to high right now, like it would get hot in 10 seconds. So, like, how is it definitely? I feel like that it does get better in Teslas because does your car use gas to heat up the car? How does your car's heat work?
All right, now you're.
Oh shit!
No, how does air conditioning work?
How does any of it work?
No, because like heat makes sense because you could like redirect the heat coming off the engine.
Well, how
But
does
how do
okay,
you make something cold?
How does a shower work?
Well, that's pretty straightforward.
How?
What do you mean how?
Like
Got
if you adjust it a
pipes
tiny
running.
bit, it gets hotter.
Yeah, because you're opening. There's two outs. There's a hot water line and a cold water line. And your two controls control each of them. So if you turn on the cold water, the hot water is completely blocked off. You're not getting any hot water. So that's how it adjusts. It's pretty straightforward.
How is the water hot though?
Because there's a water heater.
But water is unlimited. So like, does the water heater withhold unlimited amount of water? That's what I'm saying.
No, the water gets pumped through it and becomes hot.
Well, that's what I mean. How is it heating up so fast and changing temperature at will?
It's not. Have you ever, like, you can run out of hot water.
Yeah, but you could also not. Like, it
Fuck,
could go
dude, I
for a
don't
long
know.
fucking time. Like, I'm in a hotel right now, so obviously it's fucking massive.
They have
but
an
like,
industrial fuck.
I take long ass showers. Like, at what point would it not be hot?
Well, they probably.
That's what I mean.
I don't know, dude. Fuck you, man.
That's what I mean. Well, the air conditioning thing, though, I literally don't know how you change the temperature of air at will.
Unless, like, you run it through, like, a bag of ice cubes.
That's what I mean. What is? How do you control air?
I don't know. We're getting we're getting weird now.
Yeah. But yeah, the travel episode went well. Got into a lot.
Definitely travel if you get the chance. And honestly, you can do a trip to Europe for like under $2,000. $2,000 like is a lot of money, but it's fucking worth it. And even if like you're not going to Europe, you can go to South America, like way cheaper. You can get you can even get flights to you could do like probably 5 days all-inclusive trip in Mexico for under $1,000.
My
So,
parents, like, I
right
feel
there.
bad. Like, my mom has never been to Europe, and my dad's never even left the country besides Canada.
Really?
So it's like they
Doesn't your
want
dad
to, and it's
isn't-
like,
Doesn't he have family in Italy? Or no? Am I tripping?
I mean, he's of Italian descent. I don't know if there's physically his family there, but I don't like. I just feel guilty when I talk to them because like they want to go, and it's just like if you're young, like it's the best time to go because the older they get, the more responsibilities you have, and the harder it is to just like pull the trigger almost.
Yep.
So definitely, if you're listening to this podcast and you have not been to another country or a different continent, I guess we should say, it's definitely worth it.
Yep. You just got set aside like $50 a month, $100 a month. Shit adds up quick. If you set $100 a month aside, some pretty complex math here, that's $1,200 after a year. There's most of your trip paid for.
And we recommend Italy. It's not even that expensive.
No.
Like if you have to like
And
save
once you're
money,
in
you have
Europe,
to pick one.
it's like not much more expensive to go to like Italy, Germany, Spain, England than it is to go to Italy.
Yeah,
Like it'd be another couple $100 more
exactly.
because flights and trains and shit are real.
I'm saying
real
I
cheap
don't
and
remember
convenient.
food being expensive.
It was super expensive in Switzerland. If you go to Milan in Italy, it's
Paris is
really
expensive.
Yeah, I've heard Paris is expensive.
But Italy, I'm saying like
London was pretty
Rome.
expensive.
I was in Rome and it just seemed
No,
like
Rome
average.
wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Venice,
so,
Florence, they're all pretty standard, I think.
So you'll live. But yeah.
Well, that's episode 6.
Our next episode we may have a legit setup.
Yeah. Ideally we're in the same room
Yeah.
for once.
But we'll see you guys then, hopefully.
Again, you can we finally got we got a little social media up, so are we Tube Station Pod?
Yeah.
On
Tube
Instagram?
Station Pod.
On Instagram. Give us a follow. Also subscribe to us on YouTube, just so we can get some more viewers out there. Keep texting me. Keep telling me what you like, what you don't like. Not many people have told me what they don't like, which is annoying me. So don't be scared to give me a little criticism.
100%.
And,
Please just contact us about if you're listening to this. Just let us know you're listening.
Tell us what
so
was
that-
boring, what was entertaining, and
yeah.
everything else. I'm NollJ33 on my socials. That's JackDame22. And this was the Tube Station Podcast. See you guys next time.